Welcome back to Jays Update, your daily home for everything surrounding the Toronto Blue Jays, and today's story is one that cuts deep for fans across the baseball world. What if the same pitcher who carried this franchise to the brink of glory is now the one at the center of its biggest concern? What if the echoes of a heartbreaking World Series Game 7 moment are still lingering, shaping the present in ways no one expected? This is not just about numbers. This is about pressure, memory, and whether one player can rediscover himself before the season slips away. At the center of it all is Jeff Hoffman, a name that once symbolized hope and dominance for Toronto but is now sparking intense debate among fans. Early in the 2026 season, Hoffman has struggled mightily, posting a 7.71 ERA and delivering performances that have raised serious questions about his role as the team's closer. For a pitcher who was so recently at the peak of his powers, the contrast is jarring. The latest chapter in this unfolding story came in a painful loss against the Arizona Diamondbacks. Hoffman entered the game in the 8th inning with the score tied, a moment that demanded composure and execution. Instead, things unraveled quickly. Back-to-back singles put immediate pressure on him, followed by a walk that loaded the bases with no outs. With no room for error, Hoffman faced one of the league's rising stars, Corbin Carroll. On a 3-1 count, Carroll delivered a crushing grand slam that changed the game instantly. The Blue Jays fell 6-2, and the spotlight intensified on Hoffman once again. Statistically, the situation is difficult to ignore. Hoffman has converted just 2 of his 5 save opportunities, and his whip has climbed above 2.00. These are not the numbers of a reliable closer. But numbers alone do not tell the full story. To understand the weight of this moment, you have to look back at what Hoffman accomplished just a year ago. In 2025, Hoffman was one of the most important players on the roster. He recorded 33 saves, struck out 84 batters in 68 innings, and played a crucial role in guiding the Blue Jays to their first World Series appearance in over 3 decades. He was trusted in the biggest moments, delivering under pressure and earning the confidence of his teammates and coaches. That version of Hoffman is not a distant memory, it's recent history. And yet, that same postseason run also carries the moment that continues to define the narrative around him. In Game 7 of the World Series, with the Blue Jays just 1 out away from a championship, Hoffman surrendered a game-tying home run to Miguel Rojas. The game slipped away and with it the title. It was a moment that left a lasting mark, not just on the team but on Hoffman himself. Now, as the 2026 season unfolds, there is a growing sense that the past and present are colliding. Whether it is mechanical, mental, or a combination of both, Hoffman is struggling to find the consistency that once defined his game. His own assessment points to falling behind in counts, forcing him into situations where hitters can anticipate his pitches. His first pitch strike rate has dropped significantly, putting him at a disadvantage before at-bats even begin. Despite these struggles, manager John Schneider has remained publicly supportive. Schneider has made it clear that he still trusts Hoffman in high-leverage situations, a stance that reflects both loyalty and necessity. With the pitching staff dealing with multiple injuries, the Blue Jays do not have the luxury of endless alternatives. The rotation in particular has been hit hard. Jose Berrios, Shane Bieber and others have missed time, while key bullpen arms like Yimi Garcia continue to recover. This has placed additional strain on the relievers who are available, forcing them into roles that may not be ideal. In this context, Hoffman's struggles become part of a larger issue rather than an isolated problem. Still, the debate continues. Should the Blue Jays stick with Hoffman and trust that he will rediscover his form? Or is it time to make a change, at least temporarily, to stabilize the bullpen? It's a question that has divided fans and analysts alike. One potential solution the team has introduced is a shift in how Hoffman is used. Instead of bringing him into unpredictable situations, the Blue Jays are experimenting with a more structured schedule, allowing him to pitch on set days. The goal is to maintain rhythm and consistency, addressing the command issues that have plagued him early in the season. It's a data-driven approach and one that could provide the stability Hoffman needs. There is also the psychological element to consider. Being a closer is one of the most mentally demanding roles in sports. Every outing carries the weight of the game and every mistake is magnified. For Hoffman, that pressure is amplified by the memories of last year's World Series. Moving forward requires not just physical adjustments, but mental resilience. Veteran players understand this challenge well. The ability to move past failure, to reset and focus on the next opportunity, is what separates good players from great ones. Hoffman has shown that ability before, and there is reason to believe he can do it again. Meanwhile, the Blue Jays continue to navigate a season filled with ups and downs. Offensively, the team has struggled to provide consistent support, putting additional pressure on the pitching staff. Defensively, there have been moments of inconsistency that have compounded the challenges on the mound. It's a combination of factors that has contributed to the team's uneven start. And yet, despite everything, there is still time. Baseball seasons are long and narratives can change quickly. A strong stretch of games, a few key adjustments, and the return of injured players could shift the trajectory of this team in a matter of weeks. For Jeff Hoffman, the path forward is clear, even if it is not easy. He needs to regain control early in counts, trust his best pitches, and rebuild confidence one outing at a time. The talent that made him one of the league's top relievers has not disappeared. It's a matter of rediscovering it. So the question remains, can Jeff Hoffman find his way back to being the pitcher who once carried this team to the edge of a championship? Or will the struggles continue to cast a shadow over the Blue Jays season? That's all for today's Jays Update. Stay tuned as we continue to follow every twist and turn in this story. Because in baseball, as in life, the next chapter is always just one pitch away. Baseball Fire.